Welcome to the Q Brew Network, and thank you for joining us once again for this week's edition of The Craft, your number one source for everything craft, from brewing to the local craft beer scene, as well as the area's finest entertainment and artists that the Susquehanna Valley has to offer. So grab yourself a cold one and sit back and enjoy. All right, folks, welcome back to this week's edition of The Craft. And who do we have on today?
Well, guys, to my left.
Jason.
Jason.
I don't know which left.
It's my original left, not my other left.
All right, I'm sorry.
We introduced the other. To my right's Mike. And on the Cobra Command Center is Sean. And
That's me over here.
This is... Oh, you got your own cam.
Oh, I have to.
And I'm Jer. We've got some great guests this week. Welcome to The Craft, folks.
Thank you.
Do we do sponsors at this point? Yes? No? Anyone?
We've never done this before.
We've never done this before? Okay. This week we've got some great guests, guys. We've got Shane Erdley and Abe Hughes from the Stonebarn Winery here in Selinsgrove. And very special musical guest, which you're all going to enjoy, is Becky Blue. So we're looking forward to that.
Absolutely,
Right
absolutely.
So Shane.
Jason looked like he was going to give us one of his rights.
Right.
Well, they're all like, we're all staring at each other going, all right, who's
It's called that pre-production meeting.
I was waiting for you to start asking some questions. I was ready for questions already, like we were in a debate or something.
It's a debate.
It's a debate.
It's debate.
That in itself is debatable.
So anyway, guys, just to move this process along a little bit, well, right with us right now we have Shane and we have Abe, and they are from the Stonebarn Winery and Vineyard, just outside of Selinsgrove. Actually, what's the address down there?
It's the address is 729 Old 11 and 15. Easiest way to get there is just take the 35 exit off of the 11 and 15. And take a left at the blinking light, and we're about a quarter mile down the road. So we actually have the winery, and then we also have the Stonebarn Outfitters, which is a premier kayak and guide rental service. We've got about 26 trips that we take people on, and we're expanding that on a daily basis.
Cool. And we've been promoting the 90-minute IPA.
Yes, the 90-minute IPA, and we've had a few takers on the 90-minute IPA this year. That's a trip starting at the Shady Nook, which is a great little launch up here on the Susquehanna River, traveling down past you guys, and then ending up down at Hoover's Island. If you paddle the entire time with a little gusto, you can get there in 90 minutes or less.
Gusto's something we're kind of...
And the IPA stands for
intense paddling activity. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And it involves any IPA beer at all?
We've been down at the farm now for about, this will be my 5th year home from the military, and so it'll be a 5th year on the farm. It'll be our 3rd year for the Outfitters. This year is really our first real season, so we've actually started getting some groups from Philadelphia, just all over the place. Just a great group of people that we've seen come through the doors, and it's just it's outstanding to see so many new people getting out on the river. A few weeks ago, Abe actually we had a couple from Pakistan who had never been in a boat before, so we took them out on a trip, and absolutely incredible. So it's very unique experience to be out on the water, just a different perspective, and it's just been it's been phenomenal. We've met some super great people.
The funniest was the Bloomsburg Huskies men's soccer team, all young, fit athletes who, as soon as they hit the boats, realize that this is not as easy as it looks.
A lot of swimmers.
A lot of swimmers.
A lot of swimmers.
A lot of folks got wet. Yeah, yeah. Where'd you guys go?
That day we put them out on the Middle Creek. Started them up at the Moose Grove, and then floated them down to the Stonebarn Outfitters. And it was a good day. But it was fun. It was fun watching them fill each other's boats up and knock each other out of boats and pretty much just not have a clue of what was going on, really.
How many people did they bring with them?
It was 28.
28.
28 in the group.
So what's the biggest group you guys can accommodate? So, like, say I've got, 50 of my friends. What I mean, we're
You don't have 50 friends.
We could find you.
I mean,
50
there's 6 of
friends.
you, and there's 7 of him, and there's 4 of this guy. Come on.
We could take trips up to 30 people. We like to have the smaller groups between 12 and 15.
Right,
just provides the experience on the water is a little bit different. When you start to get more than 12 to 15 people, it's kind of like herding cattle, and the experience changes. So with a smaller group, tends to work out a little bit better.
Nice.
But it's phenomenal. I mean, there's just an enormous amount of water, let alone the Susquehanna. But there's just an enormous amount of water within 2 hours of us. So I mean, we've gone down to the Caduras Creek was one of the trips that we took down there, and we've just Abe spends a lot of time up on Lehigh, so we're kind of all over the place, just trying to get people out on the water that have never been on the water and be able to get them out there and get them to enjoy it safely. And give them some education while they're out there. So we do some school groups as well, as far as getting them out there, let them study the water, the crayfish, the hellgrammites, whatever they can find in the water and stuff like that. So just all kinds of stuff.
Sabe's one of your chief guides.
He is. He is my partner in crime. So
Yeah, I get to get out there and do all the fun stuff.
That's cool.
Well, he gets to move boats all day. So
That's a great job. Great job. So you're the Stonebarn Winery and Outfitters. Let's talk about the other stuff that you do.
Well, we've got the right now we have 3,000 grapevines planted, and they're all native grapes: Catawba, Cayuga White, and Norton, or a Cynthiana, if you like to use the alternative name for it. They're all Native American grapes.
I think I dated a girl named Cynthiana.
Yeah, they're on their
Sure you did.
they're on their 3rd year right now.
I'm surprised you remember her name.
The grapes are doing well, and our plans are to convert a small. We have an old carriage house that we're going to convert into our tank area, and hopefully within the next 3 years we'll be producing and bottling wine. We want to be as environmentally conscious as we can, so most of our stuff will be either single serve box or the box wine, and then we'll have a few bottles of wine of our select stuff that we'll carry. So we're a member of 1% for the planet, and we try and be as environmentally conscious as we can.
Well,
So-
talk a little bit more about that. I mean, the commitment to the environment.
Well, I mean, 1% for the Environment is a great organization. They were established by the founders of Patagonia, and basically what we do is we commit 1% of our gross earnings to this organization, and then they use it for environmental projects throughout the United States, whether it be planting trees in California or which we'll probably be doing a lot of here with all the wildfires and everything that are out there right now, to educational programs for use on how they can make an impact by simple recycling. So there's just all kinds of things that you can do. So there's only one planet, so we either take care of it
That's
or
right.
find a new place to go.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not ready to go to Mars yet.
You know, there's days, there's days that I think maybe you are from Mars.
Yes. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking to Shane Erdley and Abe Hughes from the Stonebarn Winery and Outfitters. Guys?
Well, I saw a great picture on Facebook earlier today when I was searching around, doing some research on your company. Who is the Inspector General?
The Inspector General, that would be Fatty. Fatty is a 9-year-old English bulldog who she is the general and commander-in-chief of the farm. So
She's been down here a couple of times.
she likes to walk around, make sure that we're all doing what we're supposed to be doing, not messing around. So, but yeah, just the farm itself is over 200 years old. It's with us being here on the Isle of Q with you guys. Sebastian Fisher, a little history lesson here, was one of the first inhabitants to the Isle of Q. And he was here when there were still Indians. And at the far end of the island is where he built his farm. The remains of it are still there, the stone barn that was there. If you would travel directly across, our farm is the first mainland farm that they bought. And he purchased the property, and then they built the farm. And he gave it to his son, Adam, who then gave it to his son, Adam, who gave it to his son, Adam. So it's a very historic property in itself. We've got all kinds of Indian artifacts there with being at the confluence of the Middle Creek and the Pence Creek. Just an enormous amount of history there. So, yeah, it's great. Just a great place. Very humbled by it every day. Most people say the farm has good bones.
It does. It's beautiful down there. I mean, you guys do a lot of work down there. You do a lot of weddings and stuff, too.
We do weddings, yeah. That's one of the other things that we're doing right now. We converted the barn into a venue, and we do a wedding every Saturday.
Yeah, I know you're always busy. Always busy.
Every Saturday.
So I know you. I was talking to you. I think it was last week or whatever about. You said you had some plans for the barn. I guess this coming winter. You have some plans. To do some stuff.
This coming winter we want to start working underneath. Our plans are to create an area underneath the barn as well, and trying to get that closed in and everything else. We've got a new roof. Hopefully in the spring we'll put a new roof on, and then just insulate her up a little bit more, get her closed in. We added a dual-sided fireplace last year, and right now it seats 150 comfortably, and just working on something every single day.
Well, we've been to weddings there already. I know I have. I think Jay has. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, as far as an outdoor venue, I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn or anything, because I didn't put all the buildings where they are. They were there when we got there, but it just it's its own little compound.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
That's a good word for it too.
So you have gorgeous pictures up on the internet, up on Facebook. How do people find them?
Well, you can follow us on Facebook. The Stonebarn Outfitters has its own page. We do a weekly water report on there, so we're letting people know what the water conditions are if they're interested in getting out and paddling, and as well as some of our upcoming trips and stuff like that. And we also have
as well as recap of trips over the weekend.
Yeah. And then we have a Facebook page for the winery, which is the Stonebarn Winery and Vineyard. I know it's a little confusing because we don't actually have the wine yet, but
well, let's get into that. So, what's the
What's the ETA?
What's the ETA? What are you doing?
You
there,
know
man?
what? If I had you guys up there, we'd have some wine right now. But
you have beer, not wine.
Yeah, beer.
We need a small army to help with the grapes. Let's
yeah,
just say
the grapes right now are they're healthy. They're doing great. They've really acclimated to the soil and doing really well. We should get a substantial crop off of them this year that we can work on some of our recipes and stuff like that. The following year, we want to start construction on the pumps, where we build our tank room and everything else,
Nice.
get our fermenters in place so that we can hopefully start bottling. We're hoping 2018
2000. Oh, cool.
is the goal. Originally, we wanted to be 2017, but we had to slide it a year.
It's only less than 2. Well, a little over 2 years away. That's not too bad.
Yeah, well, that really makes me nervous too.
Yeah, that's your math lesson from Jay.
The more you know.
you know.
Skip a year plus
So-
one. And
Now, did I hear something outside earlier when we were talking about accommodations? Not, or are you still working on that? Or?
Well, right now what we have is a small primitive campground at the confluence of the two creeks, and what we're doing is we've taken some old camper frames and stripped them down, and the plan is this winter that we're going to build some cabins on them.
Cool.
Just some small off-the-grid cabins with a shower, a nice screened-in porch, and a bedroom, so that for our weddings and anybody that's just looking to spend a night on the creek, they'll be able to come down there and camp at the confluence and spend some time out on a boat.
so right along the creek line there.
Right
It's
along
like-
the-
yeah.
yeah,
It's like
right
you were
along-
showing us one time a while back what your concept was.
Yeah, we have over 3,000 feet of creek frontage, so
Wow.
it's
Yeah, it's
quite a bit.
That'll be very nice.
Quite a
very
bit.
nice.
Yeah, we're working with the conservation district as well to reforest the area as well. So we have a lot of farmland that we're not going to use. We have some hops that we're going to be planting.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
So
I know we've been talking about
yeah,
that.
we've talked about the hops in the past, and that's still something that we want to do.
I wonder where that's going.
So yeah,
I know where it's going.
yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah. But
I know a guy.
I know a guy. So. But the other thing too is that you were talking about. So basically, you have a lot going on. The weddings, you have the kayaking, you have the upcoming winery, you have the basic camping. We'll say is that proper?
We've
word?
got
I
the
mean,
camping, we've got the land development, reforesting
Right,
the land and everything
right.
else. We've got some areas that are more like a wetland that we want to
Yeah,
develop, and then
right.
the plan is to put some walking paths in so that people from town can come down.
Right.
Have lunch, go for a walk through the vineyard and through the hops, and as well as provide an educational center for the local universities and then the high schools as well. So,
Right.
that they
So
can
it's
bring students
educational too.
down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can basically, excuse me. So you basically can go kayaking and have accommodations afterwards to stay there.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now let me ask you this question: you're working on the winery portion of it. You don't have any. Can people bring their own wine?
They can.
At this point, even
They can.
Okay.
Yeah, we
So-
actually, and we suggest you get it from Shade Mountain.
Okay. Okay.
So let's,
you can do a BYOB. You can
do
you can do the kayaking,
Yeah.
hang out. You got campfires, I guess, and stuff.
Yeah.
And, okay. So
Yeah, with the property being what it is, we really have the ability that we can create just about any experience that you want to have. So I mean,
nice.
Our 5-year plan, we're working on having a festival. So we've been starting to do some pre-planning for that and see what kind of music we can draw in and do that as well.
I play bagpipes, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice.
He plays
Right there.
bagpipes.
Nice.
He does.
Well, I think we have some music later on this evening too, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yes,
So-
we do.
That reminds me, I do have to take a look at those things one of these days.
The bagpipes.
Mhm.
You could see our video. They didn't want to look at them.
No, it's actually seriously something I've been wanting to try for a number of years. So
It's
I'd
a
be interested.
kayaking bagpipe.
I can give you some advice on that, and
The best thing is not to.
Not to,
Yeah.
not to, step one. Don't
just run away.
smoke.
Just yeah, run away.
Looks great for Halloween.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a good prop, and
That's
No way.
amazing on Amazon. But
yes.
No way, I can figure that stuff out. You ever see that guy does it with the he's got a propane tank hooked up to him. He's got a
yes,
no.
yes,
Jared's
yeah.
gonna blow himself up.
Yeah.
that's
did-
all you need.
he does
We have a tank of helium in here. Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
he does some crazy stuff though. He does like all kinds of crazy music, but he's got flaming bagpipes. He's got like a button he steps on and shoots flames out the top of him. It's-
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, yeah. He was playing like some AC/DC song or something like that.
Thunderstruck,
Yeah,
actually, is the one I saw. Yeah.
Nice.
But we gotta save the helium to make some helium infused beer.
Did you see that video I
you see that?
posted?
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's real or not. I was trying to
Man,
figure
that
that
can't
out.
be good for you.
No, it can't
yeah.
be. Well, when we did the
How
whole
can it-
helium
it'd be
chipmunk
fun.
song,
Be
you
a lot better than nitrogen, I believe.
Yeah, no, but I mean that's ridiculous. That was funny. You need to check that out.
If you're just tuning in, again, it's the Craft live from the Brew Cave on the Isle of Q. The Q Brew guys. We're talking to Shane Erdley and Abe Hughes from the Stonebarn Winery and Outfitters.
Outfitters.
Definitely can't forget the outfitters
Outcasts.
part.
And coming up later in the show, we've got very special musical guest, Becky Blue.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Hey, nobody said it yet. Thank you for your service, by the way. You had mentioned that you were in the
no
military.
Oh, yeah,
worries.
very much
No
so.
worries, no worries, man. Just a job. Thanks for the beer. it's just the same. Just a job. So,
All right.
just a job.
Well, let's cut to a commercial break here, and we'll be right back. Thanks for hanging there, folks.
All right.
All right.
again.
Right.
She actually has.
The Q Brew Network, brought to you by Bottleworks in the 4th Street Plaza, Sunbury, 570-495-4065, with a huge selection of craft beer for takeout, 10 in-house taps, and great food. Taste of Philly, 23 South Water Street, Selinsgrove, 570-374-2940, home of the Are You Man Enough Challenge. Sunny Hills, a 3-par golf course and driving range, 570-286-5980, located at 187 West Haas Manor Road, Sunbury, with a weekly BOGO special.
Many a good man came here, but could not walk away. Everyone walked with pride to
Stonebarn Outfitters, www.stonebarnoutfitters.com. You'll see their list of trips you can take, including the Q Brew inspired 90-minute IPA Insane Paddling Adventure.
Try and try, but I know it's my own path I made. Till the day I die, I am free. So don't tread on me. Devil's trying to catch me low. He's hot up on my trail. Won't spend my life running scared. Won't spend my life in jail. If I die, don't bury me deep inside the ground. Burn me up, take my ash, spread it all around. Till the day I die, I am free. So don't tread on me. hour of the witches and of things unkind. Flying by like the thoughts of a man who's doing time. In that shade of gray, in that shade of gray, you know I'm full of sadness and grief-stricken too. There really wasn't anything that anyone could do for you. In that shade of gray, in that shade of gray, in that shade of gray, I really don't know what else I can say. That these shades of blue, they are from you. Out there on the corner, there's a man still in pain. He tried to save the world, but his struggle was in vain. Insane. In that shade of gray.
All right, that's great. Ladies and gentlemen, Becky Blue.
Run down. I've been lied to. Don't know why I let that mean woman make me a fool. Took all my money, wrecked my new car. Now she's one of my good time buddies, drinking in some crosstown bar. Sometimes I feel. Sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping, tied to the whipping, tied to the whipping. Oh Lord, I feel like I'm dying. Feel free to head nod. My friends tell me that I've been such a fool, and I have to stand by and take the blame. All for loving you. Drown myself in sorrow. So look at what you've done. Nothing seems to change. Bad times stay the same. I can't run. Sometimes I feel. Sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping, tied to the whipping, tied to the whipping. Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying.
Wow.
Whoa.
There you go.
Woo! Oh my God, that hits me where I live. It does.
So it was fantastic.
That
Thank
was
you very much.
Becky
that was
Blue,
awesome.
Becky Blue.
Thanks for
That's
having
amazing.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
That's
loving
good.
hanging out in this. It's a really cool fort kind of feel.
Fort.
It is a
Uh,
fort.
It
It
is
Like I'm
very
hanging
much
out
so
with
a
my
fort.
dudes in the fort tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of like the grown-up version of, putting the couch cushions up with the
Yeah.
blanket
It
over
is, it
top.
is.
And Ooh, wow, man, that was powerful. That was powerful. And my mic
that
went dead.
song.
No, it didn't. That was not me.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That was me. I was not hitting
That's
the
all
wrong
right.
button.
That's all right. Yeah. So, very, very awesome. Awesome.
So tell us. I mean, what's going on in your life? What's going on? I mean, what are you doing? I mean, my gosh, with a voice like that, you've got to be, doing a lot of
I'm
stuff.
having a great time. That's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is? So tell us. I mean, that's where you're playing next, that kind of stuff.
I'm currently singing with a blues band known as the Cadillac Cats.
Ah.
And we just kind of got up and running at the beginning of summer, and have quite a few shows coming up through the fall.
Okay. In this area or abroad or?
Mainly in the Milton, Lewisburg, South Williamsport, Avis, Jersey Shore kind of area.
Okay.
In the tri-state area.
Tri-state area. But you know, go ahead.
Well, we saw you were on the Hiawatha. I guess that's how you.
The Hiawatha paddle boat.
Hiawatha. You put an extra.
The Wawa.
You're playing at Wawa.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The riverboat.
The
thing,
riverboat,
yeah.
yes, in
Right.
Williamsport.
Yeah, they do. Of course, during the summer season, you can go and take a ride on the boat.
Right.
And then they do cruises where they book bands to play.
Cool.
And well, actually, the Cadillac Cats will be back on the Hiawatha Riverboat the last cruise of the year, which is like October 2nd, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, you spend some time down south though, too, don't you?
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to have made 2 trips to the south in the past year. Both ending up in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. But my first trip, I stayed in Alabama. My second trip, I did half in Memphis and half in Alabama. So,
What were you doing down there?
oh boy, I got some great stories. I've been collecting stories.
Shoot.
Is really what I've been doing.
Throw out the best one.
Well, you've heard some of the little stories on the porch outside there. So, I mean, yeah, definitely. What's going on? So,
I think my best rock and roll story was my last trip down. I went to Memphis, and spent 2 days there, and then went and had my audition and came back to Memphis. But I went down and I stayed at the Peabody Hotel,
okay.
where I was the duck master for the evening in the hotel, it's really a big deal.
What does that
What is Duck
Yeah,
Master?
what- yeah, what-
It is
unlocked.
a really high position
I was
that
the-
I hold.
I was the duck master in my kitchen the other day, but it had to do with a frying pan. So
When this hotel started in the early 1920s,
Okay.
it was like Barnum and Bailey came there, and to try to bring people to the hotel, he trained these ducks for people to come and see, to
Okay.
do certain things, and they've carried it on. Every day there's a new duck master, and tour buses come in to see this take place in the lobby, and it's packed. And
So, what are your responsibilities with this duck master?
they have a big fountain in the middle of the hotel that the ducks swim around in all day. And at 5 o'clock, they have a mansion on the roof of the hotel that they live in. So
The ducks live
the
in a
duck,
mansion?
they live in a mansion on
Wow.
the roof. They're
So
they're
the-
serious about ducks
And
down
these
south.
are trained ducks.
they train
Trained
these
ducks.
ducks.
There's trained ducks.
Yeah. So they gave me an official cane because they take
I'd hate to
cues
see
from
that,
a
Bill.
cane.
And we had to lead them around like the Pied Piper or something? Or
Yeah.
what? I mean, is that what you're doing? He's like,
They play music, and there's a man in a top hat and, you know, a bright velvet coat. And I had to lead these ducks around a fountain and then down a red carpet into an elevator, you know, and everybody's golf clapping as you do it.
Wow.
And I got them to their mansion, and so that was a kind of cool experience. But that was, you know, just right around the corner of Beale Street.
Wow. Now, was this on your resume? They already looked you up and they knew that you could do this? I mean, you have ducks on your resume? Like,
I happen to have gotten lucky because
Oh.
If they don't have a duck master for that day,
Oh.
you can ask to be one.
And you
And just a few days earlier, Peter Frampton was the duck master, and they get all these kind of
cool.
big people in there to parade the ducks around. I just got lucky.
Lucky ducky.
I got lucky duck.
That's awesome. That's great. So what was your audition down there? Can you talk about that? Or
There is a program going on through Fame Studios in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, called The Call, where they're seeking new vocal talent and kind of giving you suggestions and guidance
Cool.
to grow as a musician.
Right.
I went down there last July on my first audition, and it went well. And then I went back again in November,
Cool.
where we had to, you know, being in the studio was really, I could have sang a lot better, but I was so nervous. You know, I don't know if anyone's seen the Muscle Shoals documentary on Netflix talking about.
No, I didn't.
You got to check that out. Some of the biggest voices came through that studio. Aretha Franklin's first hit record was done there. Dwayne Allman camped out, you know, in the parking lot until they gave him a chance. And, you know, there's gold records in there and all this, like, big-time stuff. And I'm just
Nice.
So
standing there with my little cap trying to not shake. You know?
How did you get involved with that?
What brought you there?
Get there? Yeah.
I had happened after I saw that documentary. I started, you know, looking on the internet about the studio, and I saw on their webpage about the program through the Muscle Shoals Music Foundation, and I had sent in an application for it, and they had contacted me then to come down and audition. They actually only gave me 48 hours notice the first time.
Okay. Okay.
So I got the email and was on a plane and down there.
Now, wasn't there a write-up in a paper about that locally here? 'Cause
Yeah,
I remember reading
yeah,
that
that
whole
was
thing
last
about
summer.
you. You know, as you were whisked off to Nashville with ducks on you, flying around and stuff, and you know, mansions, and almonds sleeping in the parking lot. But that's cool. So, there's anything else you up to? I mean, have you been any other type of stuff you're doing?
I recently, last month, I was up in New York City and auditioned for The Voice
Ah, nice.
at the Javits Center. That was that was a neat experience.
How'd that go?
It was a long day.
How does that process work? I mean, how many people were auditioning for?
Were you one of those
that.
people in a line just like screaming in the camera going,
No, I wasn't screaming. I was just kind of in the line, hiding. You know, I actually the audition was set for 7:00 in the morning, and I was staying close to Penn Station, and I just walked from Penn Station all the way to Javits Center in the morning, like 5:00, and I thought I'd get in line early. When I got there, I was maybe the 200th person in line, and throughout the day, thousands were behind me.
wow.
And it was they actually put us in chutes of 4 people across and about 100 deep in several chutes, and then they would take those groups of people in until finally I was down, you know, with only 10 other people in what looked like the basement of this facility, you know, because we're standing there with pipes at our heads and like flats of paper towels and things, and then they take you into a tiny room, which is, I mean, a very tiny room. You sit around the perimeter. There's a duct-taped X in the center of the floor, and there's a woman with a small desk and a laptop, and basically she said, each person gets 30 seconds. Stand up to this X and sing.
Wow.
And so within all that whole day of waiting, was over in a matter of
30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds. And
So
we
you're
were
not
out of the
you're not in
room.
front of the main act people that are on the show or
No.
anything. You're some old lady with a laptop going, stand on the act.
Yeah.
So
Sing into the microphone.
30 seconds. I'm out here from.
What is that velvet?
So have you heard anything back from that? Or you're still waiting?
No,
or?
I didn't get a call back.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
get. They would have told me that day.
Oh, they would have told you that day.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen, or you don't think
no.
so, or
What's the old lady's name?
yeah, we'll call her up right now.
We're gonna
Yeah.
Facebook stalk her
Yeah.
right now because
She was one of the
they-
producers for the show.
Well, we're gonna-
Really?
we'll figure it
I
out.
myself have never watched the show, so I had no idea. I don't have cable TV. I don't do the cable TV thing,
Wow.
so I had no idea what I was in for.
So how did you hear of this so-called what they call voice?
Just digging around, looking for different things going on for vocal auditions,
Nice.
and found it.
Nice.
Well, they don't know shit.
They don't know
Yeah.
anything. Yeah. You got somebody with one of those old horns in their ear going, step on the X.
So did you just had to belt out something on your own then, or
What did you do? Yeah. What was your
there was
thing?
no like setup type thing? They just said go.
Yeah, all a cappella, no accompaniment, no noise. And I had actually done the whipping post at The Voice,
There you go. See.
which is
So-
kind of really, not an easy song to do a cappella, but, I like to sing songs that I can feel.
Mhm.
And I've always said I'm not really a singer, I'm a feeler, and if I can feel it, then I can do it. And I could have, picked other songs, but Whipping Post has always been one of those songs that I can kind of feel and find my way into, and I wanted to, have that come across, because I just grunt and scream, and there was a lot of girls in there, that could do the whole Mariah Carey break glass kind of voices, and,
Oh, okay.
and I'm just down here going,
Well, we like. We love.
Did you actually get a chance to? So you did hear other people's auditions and everything too?
yeah.
Yeah.
I could hear everybody auditioning from the hallway, like I said, that was down in this little basement. And then, of course, the people in my group, and there were a lot of great musicians. And, of course, while I was in line all day, I got to network with people from all over, either, singer-songwriters or, people close by. And we kind of got a chance to connect. And
Now,
so it was a great experience.
Now, did you toss out that you're the duck master in that audition? I might want to use that. You might want to tell them that.
You know what's funny about that is that actually worked. It's like I said, sometimes famous people came in to be duck master,
Right.
The night I was duck master, I'm walking down Beale Street, and I decide to go to the Jerry Lee Lewis honky tonk, and I'm just sitting there, talking with the bartender, and there was a band that was about to come on. And I saw the drummer come in, and I started dude talking with him right away, about drums and everything.
Dude talking?
Dude talking.
Yeah.
What's
You know.
dude talking?
Just,
Yeah, dude.
Hey,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of duck
I like your
master and
drums.
dudes.
Well, besides
Like
singing,
your dr- I like
you
your
are an
drums.
accomplished percussionist too, aren't you?
yeah, I actually been playing the drums for about a year and a half now.
Well, we might get back to do that if we didn't have a 1 foot by 1 foot space for you to perform in.
Apparently, it's bigger than the studio for The Voice.
Apparently. So
Much
oh,
bigger.
We gotta put an X on the floor. Do it yourself.
Well, when we were talking out of the porch, you did have a pretty funny story about.
An airport, a person,
Yeah.
and a park bench.
Yep.
Oh boy. Yeah. Where do I begin?
Well, so you basically do a lot of flying around, going all these places and stuff, and I'm sure you meet some interesting characters along the way in your route.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
for the next plane or bus or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, I wasn't. I was there to pick him up.
Specifically.
Specifically, yeah, and Jack Russell of Great White was going to be headlining locally here at Hummel's Wharf,
Okay.
and I had gone to the airport with Bruce Bickle up at the fire company to pick him up. And I'm standing there all excited, you know, because it's like, oh my God, I'm going to be, you know, I'm once bitten, twice shy. You know, whoa! You know, I love 80s hair music. And so when I'm holding up my little sign for Jack and Robbie and Great White in the airport, you know, I was like all excited. And I don't think, you know, Jack was too excited. He I think he was still feeling it from the night before pretty good. Yeah.
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 So you had to get him on his way to this venue, right?
We actually, when they went to go get the cars, I sat outside. It was just me and Jack outside the airport, you know, waiting for him to bring the car around to get our luggage. And Jack had looked over me and basically just mumbled, you know, "Can I have a cigarette?" You know, and I got to stand or sit there and talk with him for some time, but I was really afraid that he wasn't gonna be too rocking and rolling at the show later that night.
Yeah. And where was the show at?
It was at the fire company.
Fire
at the
company.
pier.
Oh.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question: getting Jack to the fire company for his gig, or getting the Ducks in the mansion on the top of the building, which is harder?
That's a good question.
Jack, hands down.
Okay. All right. So.
What did Bruce did he rent a van or something to pick all them up or what?
Yeah. We had.
Really?
We had a truck. We had a truck. Yeah. We're stuffing everybody in the truck.
They're like,
Nice.
oh,
Get
this
in
is
here.
great."
Now, do you feel if you had the Ducks with you, it would have been easier? Maybe. So. But
They
awesome.
would have
That's
something
funny.
to follow.
And Great White back then was awesome, man. I loved Great White.
Yeah.
I didn't make it to that show. To the show. I heard it was all right though.
I'll tell you this. I was, like I said, worried all day that he was going to need quite a few cups of coffee in order to pull off the show. But when he got up there, he sounded fantastic. You know, I felt like I was, you know, back on my big wheel pedaling, you know, rocking out.
So he's done this a few times. He knows how to, you
he
know.
sounded great.
Okay.
Well, that's how we
Yeah.
prep for these shows too.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
On a big wheel?
it's,
Yeah, big wheel. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about.
So the Cadillac Cats. When are you guys getting back together? Do you have a string of shows lined up?
Oh yeah, we have a couple coming up in different places.
I love the leather-bound
That's my thought
organizer.
Book. My thought book.
Hot book.
I have a thought book. My wife keeps it. She writes in it.
It's called
Tells you what you're thinking.
Tells me what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking I spent this much on my checkbook. This thought book.
Damn it.
I thought I didn't buy that.
Come on.
I tried.
We actually the next time we'll be playing out is at La Festa in South Williamsport. It's the Italian festival in Bowman Park, 6
La
to 9.
Festa.
Cool.
It's going to be a great time. You know, this group of cats are really stellar players who have been in various musical projects throughout the community for many years. And we've kind of all come together and really work well together and
Right.
have a hell of a lot of fun.
Good.
You know, it's a really good working band. I'm having a great time with them.
Cool. So you want to do another song for us?
You have on your little paper there. You have some events there. Is or
She just went-
some notes.
Yeah, we have more shows. Like we'll be
Oh,
playing.
I'm sorry. I am not paying attention. Thank you, Jason.
We'll be playing at the Nipponose Tavern again on September 19th, Johnny K's on September 26th, and several shows throughout October, and a wedding. This is going to be my first wedding.
Oh.
I'm going to be a wedding singer. I'm kind of excited for that, too.
Cool.
Nice.
But you can find all the information of those gigs coming up on either Becky Blue on Facebook,
I post all of the upcoming gigs on there, or on the CadillacCats.com or the Cadillac Cats on Facebook.
Okay.
Nice. You do a lot of stuff with open mics too, up in Lewisburg, right?
Yeah, I love open mics. I go to the what's known as the Monday mashup at the Bull Run Inn in Lewisburg.
Okay.
It's
Yep.
every
Yep.
Monday from 6:30 to 9:30, and that's another magical music generated on the spot. It's unrehearsed, and it's the area's musicians just coming together and saying quickly, "Hey, do you know that song? Do you know this song?
Cool.
Hurry up, let's see if we can do it." And sometimes we have trumpets joining in, accordions. I mean, things that
Bagpipes.
Bagpipes?
Bagpipes.
all kinds of things come, saxophones, keyboardists, and we mash it all together. And some of the music that comes out of there is really, really, I think, some of the best in the area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just off the cuff stuff.
Yeah,
Awesome.
unrehearsed.
Awesome.
Now you may proceed.
Now I may proceed. Okay, I jumped the gun by a couple things there. All right, we're going to do another song by Becky Blue, and you are going to be performing "Get It While You Can," correct?
Yeah.
Is that the one you want? Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
it.
right.
That's it. We'll work that out.
All right. We'll give you a minute here. I'll turn the camera. This is.
I might have to hang on.
We might have to hang on.
I might have to turn your mic off.
You? Shut up!
In this world, if you read the papers, Lord, you know everybody's fighting on with each other. You got no one you can count on, baby, not even your brother. If anybody should come along to give you love and affection, I'd say get it while you can. Hey, get it while you can. Hey, get it while you can. Don't you turn your back. Know when you're loving anybody, taking a chance, little sorrow. Then who cares, baby? We may not be here tomorrow. If anybody should come along and give you love and affection, I'm sticking while you can. Hey, get it while you can. Hey, get it while you can. Don't you turn your back. No, no, no.
Wow. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Thank you very much. Wow, that was amazing.
Did all that sitting in a bar stool. What's your live show like?
Yeah, I mean,
That's probably the first time I ever sang satting. Satting.
setting.
I sing satting.
Sing satting.
Sing satting.
Sing satting.
I do a lot of things satting.
Well, that was
Oh
fantastic.
my God.
I'm impressed.
My
Very
hair
much
is
so.
blown back. I'm sweaty here. Just, it's not the heat in here either.
Right on.
That was incredible. That was phenomenal.
It's really good.
That was good. That was
That was awesome. That was awesome.
That's actually my favorite Janice tune. You know, a lot of times when I'm out, people will want to hear Bobby McGee or Piece of My Heart, or you know. But there's so many really good Janice tunes if you dig, you know, past just what got put out there, you know, on the
Yeah.
radios.
Cool. All right, folks. Well, I think that's it for this week.
Pretty much. Let's thank our guests. Obviously, Shane and Abe. They hung around and saw a great performance. Becky Blue. You can find her on Facebook. Stonebarn Winery. But I do want to say, In Your Face Cakes. Let's get a shout out to Abe's little side project. He does phenomenal work with confections.
Absolutely. With confections.
Yeah, absolutely.
Confections.
And you can find the Q-Brew guys coming up the Lake Augusta Wine and Beer Festival. Possibly.
Wine and Brew Festival.
Wine and Brew Festival. Third annual.
And then we're going to be in Hershey at the Idols and Ales Museum. And the date on it is, I'm sorry, say it.
November 6th.
November 6th in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Steel
3
Trap.
levels. Steel Trap.
And Sunbury, September 20th.
19th.
19th. Not a Steel Trap.
Says here 20th. Right here. On their Facebook page.
That's
Steel
2014.
That's 2014.
Update your damn Facebook page.
Not even got the wrong date. You
Jeez,
got
no
the
wonder we
wrong
gotta get
year.
extra. No wonder we have
If
to
you were
get
lucky
extra.
enough to be there on September 20th last year,
He
you saw us.
absolutely says exactly what he reads.
He does.
Exactly.
You are the Ron Burgundy of the show. So. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're
Thank
gonna.
you for having me.
Oh,
guys.
you're
I had a
quite welcome.
blast in
Thank
the
you,
fort.
thank you, and thank everybody. So, till next week. Thank you for joining
All
the
right.
craft.
We'll see you later.
Take
Wrap
care.
it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Cheers.
All right.
Past the hour of the witches and of things unkind. Flying by like the thoughts of a man who's doing time. In that shade of gray. In that shade of gray. I'm full of sadness and grief-stricken too. There really wasn't anything that anyone could do for you. In that shade of gray, in that shade of gray, in that shade of gray. I really don't know what else I can say. That these shades of blue, they are from you. Out there on the corner, there's a man still in pain. He tried to save the world, but his struggle was in vain.